Meet the Asgard. If a tank and gunship had an enthusiastic night together, 9 months later this would roll out, covered in armour and ready to ruin someone's day. It's big, it's loud, and it's built for one thing: dropping your load in someone else's back door with absolutely no lube. The Asgard is Anvil's idea of foreplay. Show up looking menacing, unload something huge, and leave the other party in tears. Think Valkyrie, but angrier, heavier, and with a kind of presence that makes even seasoned pilots subconsciously clench. This thing was built to slam into a hot zone, disgorge troops and vehicles, and then stick around for some extra punishment, like the guest who won't leave after the party. So what is the inside of the Asgard actually like? Inside it's a proper cavern. You could fit a Nova tank in here, which is exactly what Anvil had in mind when they designed it. Not a metaphorical tank, an actual one. And if you can fit that, you can bet there's room for all the smaller toys too. Cargo-wise, it's got 180 SCU, which is 6 SCU more than a Taurus, and almost triple the 72 SCU of a Corsair. In other words, you've got plenty of space for cargo and your questionable life choices. No, it's not C2 levels of ridiculous, but it's enough to make you feel smug. And yes, its party trick is turning up with a Nova in the back like some military-themed striptease. Roll it out in front of your enemies and watch them immediately regret every decision they've made since breakfast. So, what is the Asgard actually good at? As we've already said, it's pretty much the vehicle drop king. Stuffed tanks, buggies, and personnel inside like some armoured clown car. The pilot's arsenal is fantastic. Let me be blunt. As standard, it comes equipped with 6 size 3 repeaters, churning out around 1183 DPS from the cockpit alone. Like your mum always said, go big or go home. If those aren't an adequate form of unsolicited departure, it also includes a turret with 2 size 4 repeaters, adding another 591 DPS, enough to give any pirate a serious performance issue. But what about shields? It arrives with 4 size 2 full-stop shields, packing a solid 18,960 HP. These bubble shields drink power like a frat house on payday, but that means the enemies have to chew through nearly 19k points of bubble before ever touching the hull. And this ship's hull has a gargantuan 77,000 HP. That's right, this thing is a cockroach in flight. You'll struggle to kill it even if you coat your weapons in napalm. So it's armoured as fuck. It soaks up damage like a cheap mattress soaks up regret. It's not pretty, but it works. So what about the downsides? Well, there's a price tag. It costs enough to make your credit account weep. You can pick it up on the pledge store for around $300, and you can't exactly tell your other half it was on sale when it takes up the whole hangar. It's about as subtle as a brick to the face. If stealth is your thing, this isn't it. This is the ship equivalent of loudly announcing you've arrived, probably while naked. But how does it feel to fly? Well, flying the Asgard is like wrestling a very heavy, very drunk rhino. It's not nimble, but once you've pointed it in roughly the right direction, God help whatever's in the way. In SCM speed it cruises at 203 meters a second, but kick in the boost and you're doing 425, or 240 backwards. It's fast enough to get you in and out before your enemies know what's happening. Push it to nav max speed and you're rocketing along at 1075 meters per second. Pitch, yaw and roll, you ask? 33, 28 and 95 degrees per second normally, boosted to 39, 33 and 114. Okay, this isn't a ballerina, it's more like a sumo wrestler on roller skates. Surprisingly quick when it really tries, but you wouldn't exactly call it graceful. Having looked into some of the thoughts of the community, it seems people love it in org ops because it's perfect for big, coordinated assaults. You know, the kind where you know exactly who's going to be topping and who's going to be on the receiving end. The tractors say it's maybe too good right now, which means it could be on CAG's balancing adjustment hit list. Translation: enjoy it while you can. So then that brings us to the question, would I personally recommend this ship? Well, yes, I would. I've been flying it since it first released, and in my opinion, it's not only a great dropship, but at present, I think it's the best daily driver ship available. Its cargo capacity comes in very useful. I can drop a nurse onto the back, use it as a respawn ship. It's small enough to fit on all landing pads and all settlements, its firepower is great, and it's tanky enough to put up a fight or soak damage while retreating. Overall, in my opinion, it's one of the best ships in the game at the moment. Okay, it's not going to go up against the most nimble of fighters, and that's okay, it's not supposed to. But it's absolutely fantastic for PvE combat. I've been running PvE bounty missions in this thing for quite a while now, and I think if I was to really look back, I think I've only been blown up once, and it may have been because I might have accidentally reversed into an asteroid. And as usual in my reviews, I like to give a recommended layout because, as we all know, the majority of ships that CAG release, good or bad, tend to come with a rather lackluster loadout from the factory. But before I start, this is not me saying this is the meta. This is my personal loadout based on my preference and experience. If you like something else, that's fine. Your ship, your rules at the end of the day. If you're an armchair admiral with a spreadsheet obsession, feel free to take your theory crafting somewhere else. This is how I fly, and it works. For shields, I like to run 2 FR76 and 2 Rampart industrial shields. This pushes the overall shield HP up to 22,540, which is a nice bump without making it too much of a nightmare to juggle your power pips. For power plant, you can either go JS400 or a Quadracell MT. Both have identical stats, so take your pick. Now I'm aware these are locked behind some PvP content. If PvP is not your thing and you don't want to buy one from another player, give it Genoa. It may not have as much power generation, but it's a good shout for this ship. For cooling, I like to go with an avalanche cooler. No, it's not because I like to go skiing in my spare time. This frees up some of the extra power pips for other systems and keeps the ship as a whole nice and frosty. For quantum drive, I'm using an XL1, giving you a max speed of 324,000 km a second. For this ship, this is the fastest drive you can use, but if you can't get your hands on one, then the Huracan would do just as well. Now the weapons. For more punch, you've got options. The standard loadout to come on this ship is CF repeaters, and as good as they are, I personally feel that they're best suited for using against fighters, something which this ship obviously wasn't designed for. Most of your targets are going to be bigger ships, and for this I personally like to run Ardor 3 repeaters. The DPS jumps to 2,599, but they are slower. If you want a good in-between balance, you can of course go for the old classic NDB30s. A DPS of 1,728 is still a solid improvement over the stock 1,183, but with a balance of speed and power. So that's pretty much the Asgard in a nutshell. It's big, it's dirty, and it will fill you right up. If that doesn't get you hot under the flight suit, hit like, drop your filthiest drop zone stories in the comments, and subscribe. Or the next time you quantum, your drive will overheat halfway and leave you drifting like a sad lonely freelancer. That's it for this one, guys. Bye bye for now.